Good evening and welcome back to Sports Night in Auburn. My name is Mackenzie Collins.
And I'm Mary Lee Oliver. Tonight we've got a recap from Auburn Football and their fight in the Bayou and soccer taking on the 6th-ranked team in the country. All that and more.
You're watching Sports Night in Auburn.
As the 9th-ranked team in the country with a showdown against number 2 LSU and an SEC West opponent in their sights. Gus Malzahn complimented the Tigers from Louisiana in his Tuesday presser before the game, saying LSU's offense was, quote, video game-like when you watch it on film.
Malzahn also took time to praise the defense of LSU, saying that they were a very special unit and acknowledging that they are one of the best teams in the country and atop of the conference.
Eagle Eye sent 2 of our own, Sam Humphrey and Andy Hewling, to Baton Rouge to bring you the game from their perspective.
Death Valley, a place where dreams come to die, said the most famous coach, Les Miles. While Auburn's dream was to stay at 1 loss and defeat the number 2 ranked LSU Tigers.
Auburn looked to knock off the 2nd-ranked LSU Tigers led by Heisman hopeful Joe Burrow. Auburn put together the first big drive of the game as Bo Nix would find Anthony Schwartz on a crucial 3rd down for an 18-yard reception. Unable to score a touchdown, the Tigers would cap off the drive as Anders Carlson would put a 30-yard field goal through the uprights to give Auburn a 3-point lead. LSU would strike back in the 2nd quarter as Joe Burrow found Terrence Marshall for a 20-yard touchdown pass. Auburn's defense held tough, keeping the LSU offense out of the end zone as they forced a turnover on 4th down and recovered a muff punt to put the offense in scoring position. Bo Nix would take advantage of that turnover as he would power his way on a 4th and goal to give Auburn the lead. LSU would manage to get a field goal back as both teams would go into the half tied at 10. Coming out of the half, Auburn would have a huge play as DJ Williams broke loose for a 70-yard run to give Auburn a chance to take the lead. They would, however, settle for a field goal to make it 13-10. LSU's offense took control as they would score 14 unanswered points in the 3rd quarter. Auburn would not score until the final 2 minutes of the game as Seth Williams hauled in a 5-yard catch to get the Tigers within 3. Auburn's hands team almost came up with the onside kick, but LSU would walk out of Death Valley a winner by a final of 23-20. Auburn was led by DJ Williams, who had a breakout performance with 170 yards rushing. LSU quarterback Joe Burrow threw for 321 yards with 1 touchdown and 1 interception.
With the loss, the Tigers dropped to 6-2 on the season, and they'll return next week to face the Ole Miss Rebels back in Jordan-Hare Stadium. From Death Valley to Tiger Stadium, I'm Andy Hewling, Eagle Eye TV.
After watching that, how do you feel like how the game went, Mary Lee?
You know, it was kind of frustrating to watch Bo Nix struggle throughout the game. I think he found his rhythm a little too late there in the 4th quarter, but overall the defense played tremendously. They did just about everything except score for the Tigers during that game. I haven't lost all hope for Auburn. I believe that going into these next 3 games here at home, they're going to be tough, going with Ole Miss, Georgia, then we have Samford. I guess we have 4 games, and then playing against Alabama. But I definitely think Auburn has showed their strength and showed that they can beat these teams, but they have to be playing their A game. Bo Nix has to be on meeting those receivers and being able to connect with them. So I think it is doable. I think they could be the first 2-loss team to make the college playoffs, but I think it's going to be a tough run for the Tigers for the rest of the season.
Definitely will.
With another week, another top 25 poll has come out, and for the first time in recent memory, the top team doesn't wear crimson or orange. LSU took the top spot after their win against Auburn, with Alabama sitting pretty at number 2 after their win against Arkansas. Be on the lookout as both of these teams will play each other next week in Tuscaloosa.
At 3rd is Ohio State after a dominating win against a Wisconsin team in a defensive unit that some would say was the best in the country. And at number 4 is Clemson, who has fallen in the polls 3 times this season, all after wins. As the season continues, it will be interesting to see how the playoff committee sees them with the decline of the ACC competition as their season has progressed.
The first one out, but still sitting pretty at 8-0, is Penn State at number 5. Big win after big win, the Nittany Lions are in good shape heading into the rest of the season. And then at 6 is the Florida Gators, who look to face rival Georgia this weekend in an SEC East matchup.
Oregon and Georgia follow up at 7 and 8, with Utah and Oklahoma rounding out the top 10.
The rest of the rankings are as follows. Auburn comes in at 11, Baylor 12, Minnesota 13, Michigan 14, and undefeated SMU at 15.
Notre Dame comes in at 16, Cincinnati at 17, Wisconsin at 18, Iowa at 19, and Appalachian State at 20.
Rounding out the top 25, Boise State comes in at 21, Kansas State at 22, Wake Forest at 23, Memphis at 24, and San Diego State at 25. Another week, another award for the Auburn Tigers, as running back DJ Williams was named SEC Freshman of the Week after an impressive performance against a tough opponent in Baton Rouge over the weekend.
Williams was given the honor after he rushed for 130 yards on 13 carries, highlighted by a 70-yard run to start the second half. With Boobie Whitlow hindered by a knee injury, Williams got his chance as true freshman and took advantage.
Coming up, we'll take you through Auburn Soccer's latest contest and how an Auburn tennis doubles team walked away with some hardware. You're watching Sports Night in Auburn.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
I was living in a shelter juggling 3 jobs. I had to be resilient. That's something that you can't teach.
You can achieve a lot using your imagination. I mean, I don't like to brag, but... Wait, who's that? And why is she all over these achievement awards? But with STEM, the sky's the limit. Shaboom! Use STEM to envision... Okay, I'm seeing it. Yeah! Invent...
Got any ideas?
I've got a few, actually. And create a better world.
Told you she's super smart.
If she can STEM, so can you. Find out more at She Can STEM.
Welcome back. Auburn Soccer welcomed in the 6th-ranked Arkansas Razorbacks to the Auburn Soccer Complex on Thursday, looking to continue with SEC play. Eagle Eye Sam Humphrey was there to bring you the story.
The Auburn Tigers welcome in number 6 Arkansas Razorbacks here at the Auburn Soccer Complex and looks for an upset. Auburn could not get the upset tonight that they were looking for over the 6th-ranked Razorbacks as they fall 5-0. Reporting from this Auburn Soccer Complex, my name is Sam Humphrey, Eagle Eye TV.
Auburn volleyball went into the weekend with 2 opportunities to capture their first conference win of the season as they traveled to Mississippi State on Friday and Arkansas on Sunday.
On Friday, the Tigers traveled to Mississippi State, still hunting for their first conference win. Offensively, sophomore Tatum Shipes led the way, totaling 9 kills, but that wouldn't be enough as the Tigers would fall in 4 sets in the Mississippi State building.
On Sunday, the Tigers traveled to Fayetteville to take on Arkansas in Barnhill Arena in a tight-knit match in which the Tigers scored over 20 points in the first 2 sets. But after some stumbles, the Tiger would fall in 3 sets.
Women's tennis traveled to Baton Rouge, Louisiana to compete in the ITA Southern Regional Championships, and the duo of senior Taylor Russo and freshman Celine Ovuno came out on top after a 4-day weekend after defeating the duo from LSU of Eden Richardson and Nina Geisler in straight sets 6-3 and 6-2.
It was the first time that Russo and Ovuno had played together, and thanks to the win, they have earned an automatic berth in the next month's ITA Fall National Championships, which are set to run November 6th through the 10th in Newport Beach, California. Coming up, we'll tell you everything you need to know about upcoming events here on the Plains. You're watching Sports Night in Auburn.
Hey, can you chop the pineapple?
Chop the pineapple.
Nope, I'm high. How about I wash off the grapes?
Yes.
Okay.
You're already making good decisions when you're high.
I want tacos. Will you drive? I'm a little toasty.
Nope, I'm high. Let's order in.
Don't make an exception when it comes to driving. If you feel different, you drive different.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be tornado next Thursday.
Seriously?
Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day.
I have no time for this.
So.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Welcome back to Sports Night in Auburn. Halloween is this week, and let's take a look at everything coming up in Auburn athletics. On Thursday, Auburn Soccer, fresh off their win against Alabama, welcomed in 8th-ranked South Carolina to the Auburn Soccer Complex. The game will be at 7 p.m. and can be seen on SEC Network Plus. On Sunday, Karen Hoppe and the Tigers head to Orange Beach to partake in the SEC tournament with the teams and times to be announced. When they play, however, the game will be broadcasted on SEC Network.
Men's tennis heads to Birmingham to take on the Birmingham Futures Friday through Sunday, while the women head to Lakewood Ranch, Florida to take part in the Dick Vitale Invitational from Friday to Sunday.
Track and field heads to Lexington on Friday to participate in the SEC Championships.
On Friday, Equestrian has a tough match at home, welcoming in Ole Miss with the beginning of that slated for 3 p.m.
Volleyball, still looking for their first win in conference play, welcomes in Mississippi State to Auburn Arena with their match set to begin at 6 p.m. Also on Friday, and 30 minutes after volleyball is over, men's basketball makes their first appearance in Auburn Arena in front of the home crowd as the Tigers are set to take on Eckerd in their first exhibition game of the season. There will not be a broadcast, but tickets are as low as $15.
Men's swim and dive heads to Annapolis, Maryland to take on the Naval Academy in a meet slated to begin at 11 a.m. Men's golf on Sunday heads to Kauai Island, South Carolina at Turtle Point Country Club to partake in the Kauai Classic set to go on all day.
The big one from the weekend, Auburn football returns to Jordan-Hare for the first time in 4 weeks as the Tigers welcome in Ole Miss for an SEC West showdown, as the Tigers look to build some momentum before the last tough 3 games of their schedule hits.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Mackenzie Collins.
And I'm Mary Lee Oliver. You can follow us on Twitter at EETV_sports, Instagram at EagleEyeTV, and check out our website, eagleeyeauburn.com.
War Eagle and good night.